Chasers. Close your eyes for the solar eclipse. We don't even need our eyes closed. We got these sick solar eclipse sunglasses on.
High quality.
For those of you who've been living under a rock, there was a solar eclipse that happened this week. If you're listening to this on Wednesday or at all, the solar eclipse already happened. But today, your boys are going to talk a little bit about our predictions of the solar eclipse. It's a big week in America. And you know what? Northeast Ohio and Chautauqua County, New York are right smack dab in the middle of the totality path of the solar eclipse. How about it?
What are the chances?
I mean, going right through home.
I mean, right through the. I mean,
Like
we're right in the fly zone.
Like an F5 tornado just sweeping right through. It's going to go. You think it's going to go to total darkness?
No. No, I don't. I don't know what I think. I think, honestly,
People are. Yeah.
I hope it's cool. It's probably not even going to be fully sunny here, so I don't even know if we're going to see it.
It'll probably be cloudy for sure.
And I think it's cool that it happens. Like, this is, I think the next one is like 2044 or something, maybe.
2044?
I think that's when the next one is, and I don't even know if it's a total eclipse or like.
Dude, I thought this was supposed to be. We've never seen this in our life before,
We haven't.
and we're never going to see it again.
We haven't. The last one that happened was a partial, I believe.
That we could see.
I don't know.
There's a lot of. We've been through some lunar eclipses before, but the
Yeah.
lunar is when we get in the middle of the sun and the moon. So the moon has the shadow. The
Right.
solar is when the moon is in between the sun and us, and the shadow is on us.
So it's a ring of fire.
Oh, I'm on fire.
I hope I'm wrong. They're hyping this up like it's the craziest thing in the world. I think it's going to be anticlimactic.
Well,
I mean,
let's-
if it gets dark in the day, in the middle of the day, that's pretty cool. And if you could see it, yeah, if it's sunny, great. But I just don't think it's going to be, and everyone's going to be disappointed.
people are going to be traveling from all over the country and probably parts of the world to come see this thing.
Let's look.
You said how many people were they expecting in?
Well, I think Chautauqua County, they're predicting like an influx of 1 million people.
How?
Everything's-
First of all, how?
The area can't house that many people. Like,
No.
Where are you all going to go?
Where are you all going to go? Number one, where are you all coming from, and why are you all going right there? And how are they predicting that?
I have
Doesn't
no
make
idea.
any sense.
Yeah, that's why I don't know how they're predicting it. Okay. Well,
You don't mind if I eat
Monday
this sandwich while we're on here, do you?
Monday in Cleveland is intervals of cloud and sunshine, so we might see this shit.
I mean,
We might see this shit.
this is what's going to happen.
I just hope all these idiots aren't out on the highway, on like the side of their, wherever, in the
Good-
berm,
yeah.
like taking videos like they're in Yellowstone filming the buffalo, getting too close to them,
No. I mean, that's what's going to happen.
and then we can't, and then the people that need to go somewhere can't go anywhere.
Yeah. So on Monday, I'm traveling back during the solar eclipse, I'm traveling to Ohio,
Smart move.
which, to be completely honest with you, when I scheduled the flights, I had no idea that the solar eclipse was happening on that exact day. Probably, I don't know if it's smart or not smart, but Dean is picking me up from the airport at 12:50. And I think the eclipse happens at what?
Well,
2?
totality.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen till like 3:20ish.
Oh.
3:15ish. But the partial probably starts at like 2ish.
Okay.
We might be okay, but I don't know. Maybe it'll take us 3 hours to get home, and we'll be on the highway for it, and we'll be the idiots on the side of the road
So,
taking
so many
videos of it.
people are saying so much shit about this Eclipse. Like, first of all, look at these glasses.
I think, if you're wearing these glasses during the eclipse, you're gonna miss it, and maybe that's what they want.
If you're wearing these glasses during the eclipse and you think that this shit is going to protect you and your eyes from anything,
You couldn't weld in these glasses, dude.
you are sorely mistaken.
Oh my god, you couldn't
First of
weld
all,
nothing in these.
They're cardboard. Listen to them. These are my glasses.
Dude,
You can't see anything.
I've
through 'em.
tried the brightest objects, the brightest lights I have in my house, and I can't even see them in this thing.
And the light.
Yeah.
You know what's weird? The on-camera light. I can just see the dots of the light. I can just see the dots. That's the only thing I can see through these glasses. Otherwise, I can't see anything.
Dude, I can't see a damn thing in these. I feel like one of those people, they gotta raise their head up to look underneath their glasses. That's what I'm doing right now. I'm gonna turn my flashlight on my phone.
This is a scam right here. Do you buy these
Dude, I see the smallest dot,
on your phone?
and it's in my eye.
I mean, I guess these are a little bit of a more of a stronger version of like sunglasses, but you'd have to have them really close. You almost have to tape these around the edges of your face so no other light can come in if you really want them to work adequately. And what? So these you put these on and you're supposed to just be able to look directly at the sun?
I guess you could probably see like the outline perfectly, maybe. But
Okay,
people
so
are
they're
like,
just-
you gotta have them on, or are you gonna go blind? Like, you don't. If you don't have them on, you're done. You're finished.
You're done. The light is going to suck into your body and your
You're
head's going to
finished.
explode.
You better duct tape these to your dog, because if they go outside, they're finished.
No way.
Good God,
Dude.
nothing's getting brighter.
Yeah, it's getting dimmer.
Well, you're staring at it. That's why it's different. No one ever goes outside and just stares at the sun until there's a hole in their eyeball.
But it's the partial sun now. So it's not even the sun.
And it's still just as bright on the outsides, but there's no like solar storm going on where it's like, oh, in the next 4 minutes the sun's gonna get 7 times brighter than it normally is.
and hotter. If you're outside, you're going to fry like an ant under a fucking
Close your sunroofs in your vehicles, get in your basements, and cover yourself in tinfoil.
The world is going to end. You better fill your gas tanks and you better get water. You better get water and ass paper.
Hit your bunkers.
Get water and ass paper. You know what's funny? They were saying fill your gas tanks. Fill them up. You better have your gas tanks full and your fucking water's full.
Because if you're stuck in traffic for 3 hours with your truck running, that's going to run out of gas.
Yeah, and also, what? And also, they said fill your gas tanks, and in the last day, like overnight, lo and behold, gas went up literally like 40 cents.
They conveniently did that.
Dude, there's one place down the corner from me that is the cheapest gas around that at least I've found. I gassed up the other day, literally like 3 days ago, for $2.88. That same gas station right now is $3.39.
Oh, yeah. Well, our sheets in town on, I don't know what it was, Monday or Tuesday was $3.09. And I literally thought in my head, I'm like, oh, that's not bad. I got to come back in the morning and grab some fuel.
Get 'em fill up, and view.
And it wasn't. I had to run back in town, I think, that night, and it already had changed. $3.59, 50 cents.
That's fucked. And all these people are like, yeah, we're going to go fill our gas tanks because they told us to.
Yeah, and we got a bunch of 5-gallon containers too. We're gonna fill those up,
We're going to fill them up, people.
and then
You're
we're gonna
walking
run to Costco and get some of that 3-month supply of dry bunker food.
Dry bunker food, water, and ass paper. Because they said something's coming. Something's going to happen to us.
Fill your freezers with chicken.
Like, come on, man. Why? Don't buy into that shit. Think about it. Just think about it. Nothing different is happening on that day than the Earth is going around the sun and the moon is going around the Earth. Nothing different is happening on that day. Why is the world ending all of a sudden?
Because everyone's going to, like, everyone's conjugating to a certain area.
Bunch of assholes.
Goodness gracious. Well, I'm going to say the tribe is it's opening day at home in Cleveland. So Cleveland's
On
gonna be
Monday?
just a zoo.
On Monday?
Yeah.
Oh, shit, dude.
The Guardians. Sorry, I said
The
tribe.
Indians. The Indians.
I always just say tribe.
It's a compliment.
Yeah, it is. The tribe is alive. They look pretty good.
Dude, they're 6-2.
It's early and
6-2.
but we'll take it. But yeah, their opening day is they actually I think the game
Is during the
well no, it was.
And they changed it?
And they changed it to the evening.
night game after the stuff.
It might have been it was probably a 1:00 schedule. They didn't want all the players to be like, "Oh yeah."
You hit a fly ball and all of a sudden totalitarianism comes over the stadium and all of a sudden everything goes dark. And then the ball comes down. Or no, the ball doesn't come down.
The ball stays.
The ball stays in
The
flight
ball fakes.
forever.
He pretends to fake.
He hit the ball and it went into the air and it never
No, he thinks about faking. He pretends to fake.
it never came down again. Do you believe that? That was that one game during the solar eclipse. I'll never forget it. It never came down.
Gotta take these off. Literally, just look. We're just podcast
Oh my
with
gosh,
my eyes
dude.
closed.
I didn't even realize it. You and I have the same hat on.
Wow.
I had my solar glasses on. I didn't even realize we inadvertently rocked the same hat.
That was not planned.
No, it wasn't. Dean and I have this thing that, for whatever reason, we will show up in the same place we'll show up in the same place with, like, the same shirt on, the same hat, both. It's very, very weird. And this happens very often. It's like we were separated at birth or something.
It's weird enough to where if I know I'm gonna see you, I'll think what might he wear so that I don't wear it. And then that
It'll be
bites
the-
you in the ass.
And then it'll be what I'm wearing.
And then you're thinking the same thing, so that is crazy.
I'm never really thinking about it one way or the other. I'm always just like, you know what? This is the shirt that I want to wear today. And then you fucking come out in the same shirt. And I'm like, well, it's crazy, man. It's
the
crazy.
shirt I wanted to wear.
It's one I want to wear. I'm going to keep wearing it.
The shirt I wanted to wear.
Mm-hmm. You've been practicing your yip, 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 yip.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I haven't.
I haven't put one of them things in my mouth yet. And we got a week till season
The
starts.
stupid thing is, I'm in the car a lot, and I put it in the car like a week and a half ago, because I'm like, just start hammering it in the car, and every time
That's lady love.
it sounded pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I get in the car, I'm like, I just get on the phone or whatever, and
Can't be clucking on the phone.
I don't practice.
It's not good, man. We gotta get going. We gotta get going.
Yep, 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 yep.
Yep. Listen to this thing. I mean, this.
Y'all know me. Y'all know I'm just gonna go to the rookie box call.
Yeah. I mean, There's nothing wrong with that.
We're going to go to the rookie box call. We're going to yelp as loud as we possibly can
Just a couple times.
until we hear a gobble, and then we're not going to call again.
Shut up. Shut up,
That's what you
Happy.
do when you're not good enough.
And you wait on luck.
He heard me. He knows I'm here. I'm going to shut up.
You wait on luck to be on your side.
Hopefully he sees the decoys.
Hey, look at this Jake. He wants your hen. The feeder hen. The one you porked yesterday. What are you going to do about it?
You better come attack.
Come, come, come.
You better. He's going to get her.
The decoys, at least last year, they started to pop off for us a little bit. I don't know what it was, the setup or what it was. But the decoys, like, honestly, it started down here, Tennessee. Uncle Jay and I went to a property that we had never hunted before, and all morning we had birds kind of talking back and forth all morning. We saw a few, whatever. We made our way back to this open, I think it was winter wheat field. There was it was actually one of Uncle Jay's buddies' properties. There was already a pop-up blind like right at the corner of this field. So for the last hour, we're just like, you know what? I mean, hopefully something comes out into these fields and just wants to peck around or something, because the field was huge. So we put the decoys out and we just sat in the blind, couple calls every 10, 15 minutes. Probably 20, 30 minutes of that, and we heard this bird gobble far. Like, he answered, but he was far, dude. We had a half hour left.
Yeah.
And probably 12, 15 minutes later, a hen comes into the field, probably 100 yards down, another hen, another hen, another hen. Now there's 4 hens in the field, and they're kind of like just feeding around. They come right to the decoys, and they're just feeding around the decoys. And all of a sudden, from like literally right out from behind the blind that we were sitting in, this gobbler comes running out into the field, charges the decoys, and starts attacking the Jake. And Uncle Jay's gets his gun up. I'm filming, whatever. And right as he's about to pull the trigger, another one comes from the same line. Boom! Right out to the decoys. They start annihilating this Jake decoy. He had one of his he had a real fan on this Jake decoy, and we had a hen decoy out there too. And they annihilated this thing till it was off the stand. The fan was 20 yards one direction. The body of this thing was 20 yards in the other direction. They're still pouncing on the body, walking around, pecking at this thing. Uncle Jay's hollering at me to get my gun up. I'm trying to hold the camera because I had the 4th arrow monopod, but the stake wasn't in the ground. So I'm trying to take my feet and like push the stake into the ground. The ground was super, super hard to get the camera so it will stay stationary so I could then grab my gun. He's hot, he's like, come on, like, figure your shit out, dude. Like, get your shit together. So finally, I get my gun up. I'm like, just shoot one. He's like, 3, 2, 1. I'm like, no, we're not doing that shit. Like, we've tried that multiple times. Actually, you gotta tell the story about when you and Ryan did that after this. But we've tried that multiple times. It has not worked. It arguably has worked like negatively for us. So I'm like, shoot one, and hopefully the other one sticks around. He friggin' shoots. They both like kind of like go flying. He definitely like stunned his. He's got this old Nova, like semi-auto, or no, is it a pump or a semi-auto?
I think it's a semi-auto.
Dude, that thing, the trigger on that thing is like, it's like stuck with super glue. Like, you can freaking have both hands on the trigger trying to pull that thing back, and the gun won't go off.
Needs a little oil.
So he like double pumps this thing, shoots, I think basically like skims the top of that turkey's head, jacked him up for a second, and then was like out the window of the blind, and was like, boom, and hammered that thing again.
Full body, I think.
The other one took off running to our right, like 40 yards and then stopped and was like, he's in the middle of this field. He's like, what happened? Thank God, like Uncle Jay's turkeys, you know, he's flopping around on the ground. So the other one comes running all the way back in front of us. And he like literally, for me, he got right in line, right on the other side of Uncle Jay's turkey, flapping around on the ground. And he stopped and poof, I freaking pummeled this thing. We freaking went nuts. There was shit flying out of the blind. It was complete and utter mayhem. Complete and utter mayhem. Right at the bell. One of the like second year in a row that I shot within 15 minutes of noon, and we were done. But it was freaking nuts, man. It was nuts. But I mean, the decoys worked. They came in and
they have
freaking
been
pummeled
working.
them.
I mean, I love using the decoys. I just think, turkeys, their eyesight, especially if you're filming, is so ridiculous. If you don't have decoys, they're looking for you. So
They're looking for something.
You can't move, and even if you do move, and sometimes it doesn't matter how well you have the cameras covered, they just see you and they skirt you.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
why the
for sure.
decoys usually, if you can get them to commit to them, they are so occupied with those things.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's so ridiculous how a bird that some days you can go like on a week stretch and you're just like, I cannot kill one of these stupid birds.
Can't call one of these
Like
fuckers
they
in.
are outsmarting me, but then they'll go into freaking zombie mode with the decoy and just be so stupid.
Be dumb.
You could put a ground blind, you can put a pop-up line in the middle of a field and then put decoys 15 yards from it, and they'll just like when they're in that mood, they'll just waltz right up to that thing and
then they're just kicking it, spurring it. The thing's like spinning around on the
Spinning,
stick, and
boom, you can
their
hear it.
Feathers are flying everywhere, and
do you not know?
and they still go after it.
And they'll kick it, and like if it spins or like it's on its side, they'll like run back 2-3 yards, like, oh, something's not right, and then they're just like, no, and they go right back to it.
The craziest to me is when their comrade goes down, they come and then they want to pummel him, and like you were just boys
I don't get it.
3 seconds ago, and now you're trying to pummel this thing. Like it's wild to me.
They are very intriguing birds.
Very intriguing birds.
But yeah.
But then even on opening day in New York, you, me, and Dad are sitting together, and that thing came in, and he pummeled the decoy too.
yeah.
He pummeled it to the point where I was like, dude, Dean had the gun. Dean and my dad had the gun. I'm filming,
Yeah.
and I'm like in between both of them, but I didn't want to move. But I'm also like, why is nobody shooting this turkey? Like, he literally killed the decoy so much that he was on top of it, mounting it, trying to mount it.
Breed it.
A whole nother wild phenomenon. Why did you just come in, beat the shit out of a Jake decoy, and now you're trying to breed it? It's the Jake decoy.
Trying to get the rocks off, man. I don't care what it is.
How could a smart bird be so stupid?
Yeah. It is wild that they do that. But yeah, I wanted Dad to shoot that bird, and I couldn't see him for a minute, and I'm like, shoot him, and Dad was like laying on his side,
Yeah, he was not in position.
not in a good position, turn his gun, and he was like, I can't move, can't shoot him.
Yeah.
So then I had to scoot to my left a little bit, like a foot. But case in point, I wouldn't have been able to do that if we didn't have a decoy.
No.
Obviously, he wouldn't have been just standing right there attacking something, but he was so occupied, I moved,
Yeah.
slid over a little bit.
That was a cool one, too, because that only took a couple calls. And, like, he flew down. We set up, called right by the decoys, got in our little ambush perch, and then he pitched down, kind of shut up for a couple minutes, but then his next gobble was like, you could tell he was coming, just shut up, and he crept up over that hill, and I think I could see him first. As soon as I could see him, I noticed he saw the decoys, because we had the decoys out in one of our old turnip plots that was basically dirt at that point.
Yeah, the field, well, we're usually set up in our food plots, but any of the field setups are awesome because if the birds have been out there before and we have cameras on our food plots, like they strut out there,
Yeah.
if they've come out there before and they're roosting not super far, like if you hit the call and they hear you up near that food plot, that's why it's nice. You don't have to be some crazy ass turkey caller, good turkey
Right.
caller. If they heard you up there, just sit tight. Like he's
They're
gonna
gonna
come
come
within
eventually.
he's gonna come within a vicinity of that field and see what's in it. And if he sees the decoys, like that's been our go-to.
Yeah.
That's been the sauce.
The saucy setup.
I mean, obviously we've called birds back and forth, and you can still call to them. But once they know you're there, unless he's with hens, he's
Right.
likely going to want to come
At least
look at it if he's in the mood.
give it a look. See.
And that's what happened.
That's what happened. He came right on in.
That's what happened.
He came right on in. He started stomping on that
Yeah.
decoys.
The first time though, for a while, like it was like almost decoys didn't do. We had a couple hunts.
Well, I mean, yeah,
a couple
and-
good hunts with them, but some
Yeah,
people
and
are
we were-
like, man, I can't use decoys. They don't ever work.
Well, we were doing a lot of hardwoods decoy setups,
Which is different.
which is definitely different.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't either, but it definitely is different.
But yeah, the first time decoys I experienced them working, me and our buddy Ryan went out to one of his places, and he's like, yeah, these birds, they come out, there's two of them, they come out and strut in this field like usually every morning, not
Every day.
not right at first light, but an hour or so after sunrise, they're usually out in this field. So we set up a blind in the dark, put the decoys out, and we heard them way back in the roost gobbling. And we called them a couple times. They weren't really aggressive. They honestly weren't. Like we'd call and they wouldn't answer. They would just randomly gobble. So we're like, we're just gonna wait here for an hour and see if they come out. And I think we heard one set of gobbles a little, maybe 15, 20 minutes later, and we were like, all right, they're working their way. They're just not coming very fast. Well, it was probably 30, 40 minutes later. They came out 80 yards down the field. They were out there for a second, and then they saw like it took them a while to see the decoys, which was weird. But as soon as they did, they ran right
Oh,
at
really?
these things. Oh, they were sprinting into these things. It was crazy. As soon as one of them started sprinting, and as soon as the other one started, like saw his buddy, that he was like, "Oh, I gotta beat you to him."
Yeah.
They were like, they were little
Charging each other up.
little raptors. They look like dinosaurs when they're running that fast.
Ding, 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 ding.
But they got to the decoys. I started beating the hell out of them. It was the same thing. It was a Jake and a hen decoy. Started beating the hell out of them. And Ryan, I was like, you're shooting first. If I get a shot, great. But I was filming. And he wanted to do the old 1, 2, 3-er. That's such a tough thing to do because you normally never communicate prior. Are we shooting on 3 or are we shooting on shoot? Like 1, 2, 3, bang, or 1, 2, bang. Huge difference between the two.
Very big difference.
And if you're not on the same page, it will ruin the situation. But I don't remember fully what happened, but Ryan shot, and the shot just stunned me. Like if you're locked on something and a 12 gauge goes off 3 feet to your right, I don't care how steady you are, it's gonna pull you off for a second.
Oh, yeah.
And it did, and he just happened to, like, as soon as he shot, it was one of those things where, like, he was pulling the trigger, and the one bird just did, like, his little jump while he was spurring this thing, and he missed the bird.
Yeah.
Clean missed this thing. I was on the left side of the blind, and they ran left, and they were on, like, a dead sprint away. Ryan, I think, unloaded his gun. Or he shot 2 more times, missing, and I never pulled the trigger one time. Oh, God, I never pulled the trigger, and he was like, "Whoa, what are you doing? What happened?" I'm like, dude, I don't know. I froze up. I freaking froze up. Like, I don't know.
3, 2, 1.
I was so infatuated with the whole like decoy thing. Partially, like it was just all.
Yeah, first time you seen him coming into a decoy
I was like,
that.
dude, I don't know what happened, but I couldn't swing my gun left after they started running. Your shot shocked me, and like,
Oh my
I
God.
was thinking you were gonna just hammer one, and it didn't fall over. So I was like, what the hell is going on? And
Which
then
one do I
just-
shoot now?
And I just froze up. I didn't pull the trigger. So
See?
we literally had a made-to-order situation. It's not easy to double up and be like case in point, but it was made to order. One bird, one tag filled for sure.
yeah.
We came out empty-handed. Oh God, that's what happens though. It's turkey hunting.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
the 3-2-1 is tough.
Yeah, and it's tough. And you also think like, oh, I got a shotgun. If they come in, it's game over. It's done.
yeah.
It's not. Like those things are depending on the ammo you're shooting. They're throwing tight patterns, especially if you have your decoys like 20 yards or in.
Yeah.
You gotta pop that thing in the dome. Like you gotta.
And the red dots are not always, in my opinion, the best option.
No,
I
won't touch 'em.
I like just the bead on the end of the barrel, because if you get your cheek to the barrel and you know you're looking right down it, you're sending it right to his cheeks.
Oh yeah.
But that red dot, you could be up, down, left, right a little bit, and you may not know it. I mean, I've shot them with both, but I prefer that. I prefer the steel bead, baby. Give me that bead. Let me fucking look right down that barrel, and I can send them home.
There's no adjusting the bead.
Mm-mm.
You can't move that thing left and right.
You don't need to zero that thing in.
No.
If you get your eyes down on that barrel, you can send it.
It's the sure way to go. I like it.
Yeah, I do too. The old beat on that Charles Daly, man, makes me happy.
It's coming up quick.
Sure is. 1 week from tomorrow, baby. 1 week. Well, by the time you guys are listening to this, it's 3 days away in Tennessee.
Gosh damn.
3 days, and there's birdies on the helm. There's birdies at the helm, I should say. There are. Bring your gun down, cuz.
I'm coming.
Bring your gun. Hey, Elena.
Like, God.
Kelly and Elena are both waiting for us, I think.
That's funny. That is funny.
Anyway, well, we can make this a little shorty and send her on packing. Hopefully, at this point, we're actually listening. You guys can actually listen to this because everybody survived the solar eclipse.
And the national grid power didn't just shut down for 7
Yeah.
days.
Yeah, shut down Spotify, shut down all the electronics. We can't even listen to this to begin with.
No interwebs.
Nope, it's over. All back to late technology.
What do you do? Do you take a are people taking pictures of it?
Pictures
Can you
of it.
Are your phone's going to be able to
I think I'm just gonna.
that?
I think honestly, I'm just gonna video the experience.
Yeah, you.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I don't know why the phones just never take like the sky.
Well, you can't get good photos of the moon. Like
No.
the phones can't adjust to the contrast.
No.
It's like one or the other, and they can't. Yeah.
Yeah, whenever there's a good sunset or whatever, I'm at home, I go outside, I'm like, man, that is damn good looking sky. I'm going to take a picture of it. Then you take a picture of it, and you're like, nah.
Oh,
You
boy.
just got to soak it in because it's not the same.
Mm-mm.
Well, happy
Hopefully-
eclipses. Be safe. Enjoy.
Yeah, hopefully we're listening. Hopefully you get to listen to this. I really do. God bless.
God bless.
We'll see y'all next Wednesday. God bless.